One rainy evening, Sandy stayed late organizing old storage boxes in the archive room. Most of the papers were dusty and forgotten. Then she found a small blue manuscript hidden beneath a pile of books. The title simply said, "The Girl Who Waited for the Stars." Curious, Sandy opened the first page. The story felt strangely personal. The main character dreamed about escaping an ordinary life, just like Sandy herself. Every chapter seemed to mirror emotions she never told anyone. Hours passed without her noticing. When Noah finally entered the archive room, he looked surprised. "You found that book?" Sandy looked up quickly. "You know it?" Noah nodded slowly. "Eleanor wrote it years ago, but she never published it." "Why not?" For a moment, Noah hesitated. "Because the ending reminds her of someone she lost." Over the next few weeks, Sandy and Noah became close friends. They often stayed after work talking about books, music, and dreams, while the city lights glowed outside the office windows. One night, during a heavy thunderstorm, the power suddenly went out across the building. The entire office fell silent except for the rain hitting the windows. Sandy laughed nervously. "Well, this feels like the beginning of a horror movie." Noah chuckled. "Good thing we're terrible horror characters." Using only phone flashlights, they sat near the window and continued talking for hours. Noah admitted he once wanted to become a writer, but stopped after too many rejections. "You ever feel like life moves too fast for your dreams?" he asked quietly. Sandy looked at the rain outside. All the time, but for the first time, she no longer felt alone in that fear. One afternoon, Eleanor gathered everyone into the meeting room with exciting news. A famous international writing competition was opening submissions, and the winner would receive a publishing contract, plus a trip to London. "You should enter," Noah immediately told Sandy. She laughed. "Absolutely not." But Noah refused to give up. Every day he encouraged her to write again, reminding her how much emotion existed inside her stories. Finally, after weeks of hesitation, Sandy began working on a short novel inspired by her own life. Late nights became normal. Coffee cups covered her apartment desk, while unfinished pages filled the floor. Some nights she wanted to quit, but then she remembered Eleanor's words. That's how every dream begins. Little by little, Sandy realized she was no longer writing to impress people. She was writing because it made her feel alive. The night before the competition deadline, Sandy felt completely exhausted. She was convinced her story wasn't good enough. Noah took her to the rooftop of the publishing building to clear her mind. The city sparkled below them like thousands of tiny stars. "You know," Noah said softly, "most people spend their whole lives hiding from the things they love." Sandy stayed quiet. "But you didn't hide," he continued. "That already makes you braver than you think." For a moment, neither of them spoke. Cold wind moved through Sandy's hair as she stared at the glowing skyline. "What if nothing changes after this?" she asked quietly. Noah smiled gently. "Then we keep trying." Before leaving, Sandy made a small promise to herself under the city lights. No matter what happened next, she would never abandon her dreams again.